Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which can be harvesty and can be like real cornucopia y. Like maybe there's fall leaves and hardened heirloom corn kind of thing looking things with the turkey at the end. But at the end of the day, hopefully mildly sweet. Like cranberry sauce. Hi, guess what month we're in?
Hey, we're in November, if you couldn't guess that. But we're talking about 90 Day
It's true.
Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 5, Episode 18, the XXXY Files.
hmm
Bing, bing,
hmm
bing, wow, 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 bing, bing, bing.
So you
So,
watched it.
oh yeah. Yeah. This was my first, not first, but this was like a good sci-fi. This was like my Twilight Zone.
What like, do you remember what your first sci-fi weird thing that got you into being the weird person you're on now? Like, and what you're into now? You weirdo, you know?
Yes. I watched The Twilight Zone.
Oh, okay.
I watched Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Mhm.
And
Which we've talked
I
about. Mhm.
yeah. Um, I read Goosebumps
Yeah.
and obviously Buffy, anything
Mhm.
vampire or werewolf or paranormal related I watched. Super duper into, like, I did Star Treks. I was a Trekkie,
Oh.
but
Mhm.
not intense. Like, here's the truth. Like,
Mhm.
there is nothing that I don't think that I'm a super fan of anything.
Mm.
Like, there is nothing that I'm intense about. Like, I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I'll go to
Mhm.
DragCon.
Mhm.
I'll go to I'll go to the Trixie Motel.
Yeah,
But
you're
I
kind of a
don't
super fan.
but there are people who are worse than me.
Oh, yeah, well, for sure.
There are people who know every single season, every single lip sync. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I know a good chunk. But I'm not going to be the best at trivia because I don't lock that information in my brain.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like yeah, that's just from that, you know. So I'd say I was always into that world, and then I discovered it in books and have been lost ever since.
Bye, honey. She's
Yeah,
gone to
because
her erotica.
books don't need, I mean, yeah, they do need a publisher and they need certain people to approve it, but there's so many more books on a subject than there will ever be TV shows or movies.
You're absolutely right, and I kinda love that. You're right. It's a good point. It's an astute point. And,
Mhm.
I'm actually getting back into my reading phase too. I've been reading more. I've been really enjoying it. So I've been reading more plays and stuff, and that's been really exciting for me. So I think it's good to anything that gets you out of honestly the algorithmy, social media y like you know, feeding it's scrolling kind of psychology thing that's been happening to me in my mind, and I'm sure everyone else. So, reading is a great way to get at that. But let's talk about the show because you know it's also a great way to get out of pesky social media. The
Mm.
beautiful world of television. Yes, not a problem there at all. Yes, yes,
Mhm.
highbrow. Let's talk about it. Reading plays and watching 90 Day Fiance. It's like what Shakespeare would do if he was still alive. Shekinah and Sarper. Let's talk about first. So listen, we obviously have been knowing that things are hot and heavy. He met her family who came there to meet him. It didn't go well. But they also have come together in some ways. They have gotten past social media problems, like I just brought up, and posting and some, bed problems. And one thing they don't have a problem with now that they have a new bed is what they do in bed because they've been boning. And now we're gonna meet his family. I mean, like he's all the fuck in. And this whole episode is kind of about how in he is and how it's changed him, but it's also revealed a huge reveal for him. Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
Yeah, it really has. So they go to meet the family, and Shekinah's number one job is to prove to them how sweet and how much she loves him. Babe! Oh my god, babe! That's so great, babe. And it's so interesting that sometimes women think that if they show the family how much they care about the son or the person or whatever, that'll win the family over. But it it doesn't for me. You know what wins me over? Getting in that kitchen. You're on mute. When you come to the house and you
I
get
know.
invited over,
I
the
love that. I know I was
first
on mute
thing
because I
you
wanted to
do,
talk.
yeah,
That's so funny.
the
Yeah, go
first
on.
thing you do is ask, unless the dinner is for you, unless the dinner is like, oh, we want to meet the girl, like, come over, we're cooking. But even then, you do come in and you're like, hi. Oh gosh, smells so great in here. Hi, my name is hello. Hi, how are you? Oh, do you need any help in there? Are you sure? I listen, I know how to cut an onion.
These arms are made for chopping, and that's
Yes.
what they'll do.
Can
You
I
know.
okay, well, can I set anything out? Can you want me to anything? Okay, cool. Oh, thank you. Okay. What are you guys watching? Oh, I love football. Great. I'm going for the green. I'm going for who's the bear? You know. Like that's you know what I mean? To me, that's what you do. If you just come in and just be like, keep showing how like if you're just hanging on the family member, if all you do is like, oh, tell me more about this, babe. Like it is annoying. We don't want you to be the girlfriend or the partner. We want you to be a part of the family. We already know you like that person. That's why they're bringing you to the house. So now you need to get to know us.
I know what you're saying. I wonder though if the constant babeness is what feeds him, and so she thinks what I'll show them is how I do the thing that he wants the most, not what you want the most, family. I'll show you how well I do the thing he wants the most, which is not for me to tell you how much I love him. It's to babe him enough that he feels a certain kind of bravado to move about this God's green earth.
Oh, I would then tell that person, please, when you come here, we want to get to know her. We don't want to get to know how much she loves you.
I, y- I
Yeah, no.
understand what you're saying. You know, there's a part of Sarper and Shekinah's relationship that is this incredibly
Showy.
old school tradition, like very, what's that word? Like, I
No,
don't
he's
know.
mask. He gets in there and he handles business. He makes her feels the most comfortable. Okay.
Tell
Let me
me
just tell you one of
what.
the
I know
things
you're
that I
going to
just
go ahead.
let me tell you the one of the things that I just remembered from my time for my birthday weekend when I had a friend to come stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
That entire weekend,
Mm-hmm.
I completely just let go. Like I didn't have to think of anything. That person was like, "Where do you want to go eat?" And I was like, "Here, here." And then that person was like, "Cool." And I was like, "Great." And that person was like, "Oh, okay. How far is that?" And I was like, "Ugh, everything is 20 minutes or less away." And then I was like, "Cool." And that person drove. The only time that person didn't drive was when I picked that person up from the airport and when I dropped that person off at the airport. That person drove the whole time and I just sat in the passenger seat. Did
So
not
if he
I
argued
did
with you and you were having a sucker and he pulled it out and threw it on the floor, what would you do?
I would be I think initially I'd be like, what just happened? Like my first would be to fight, but then after that I would melt into a puddle onto the ground. You tell me what to do.
Then it's
You
spit everywhere.
you get me to relax. Okay, I will. I shall relax. I think the only time that I was a little not relaxed is when I was like, okay, it's time to go. And that person was like, okay, we should go. We should go now. I'm ready. I got my shoes on. And then that person was like, oh, ready? We had stare off. We had a stare off. I was like, I just said it twice. Anyways,
Like,
so
you see the words coming out of my mouth? Yeah.
just that's why the reason why you said that just now is because I said it twice just a while ago. So you're good at ignoring me. Oh, interesting. We've gotten to that point. Anyways, so the cousin is like, listen, the English is not the best, but the English was very direct. You know, the,
Mm-hmm.
the English was
Mm-hmm.
like, do you plan for kids? because it's, and then she kind of was like, and that's what I'm saying. She had been in the kitchen, they wouldn't have had to ask that question. But anyway, so she was like, and then the other cousin was like, well, maybe we should just let him decide whether or not that's something he wants. And then he completely blindsides Shekinah and is like, well, it is something that I've been thinking about, and but and so then it gets awkward, and then someone is like, hey, let's bury our it's spring, let's do the spring ritual where we
Yes.
bury our intentions underneath a tree, which I was like, oh my god, I want to learn every culture's things and then do them.
I know. Isn't that so beautiful? Like, we think about this all the time because when we see like beautiful like Indian customs or like things like it's just you can really have a mundane life where it's just the most boring basic things, but like there's these beautiful rituals and cultural things that like you could take moments of it because I miss the passing of seasons. Like I like celebrating moments in the year. It makes the year feel full. It makes it feel like if you don't do it, you blink and it's gone, you know?
Wow, what a good way of thinking about it. That's actually quite true. Like Diwali is coming up, the Festival of the Lights, and my coworker was like, "It's like Indian Christmas. It's like the biggest holiday of the year." And I was like, everyone always says it's like such and such Christmas. It's like our Christmas, and I'm like, Christmas. I don't. Is Christmas the biggest holiday of the year? I guess it is.
Yes.
I guess it is. Okay, it is.
Oh,
And I
absolutely is.
and to me, the biggest holiday of the year is my birthday
Oh,
slash
your birthday.
my
I know that.
birthday. Yeah, yeah. So for me, like I don't see it that way. It's a great time, but it's not always I'm an ungrateful human being, as I've told everybody every time. And so Christmas sometimes cannot be good for me if I don't get things I like.
But wouldn't the same fear also be in your birthday then? I
It
mean,
could,
only in the okay.
yeah, but on my birthday, presents are not expected.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
on my okay. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, go on.
No, you want to move on.
No, I wanna talk about you.
No, you want to move on.
I really wanna talk about the presents
No,
that you expect for your birthday and on Christmas that you don't or get, you know?
no, no.
I think it's important. No, I think it's important. Uh
Anyways, okay, sorry. Back Diwali's coming up. It's beautiful. And
Mhm.
there's a festival of lights with overcoming lightness, overcoming the darkness.
Uh-huh.
And then which is so interesting because I'm like, what does the year look like in India at this time of year? Because it's the darkest time of year for me right now, right? It gets
Mhm,
dark at
mhm.
like 5. So right now the darkness is overcoming the light. But anyways, so they have this spring festival that they're at and they're burying their intentions. Chris, you can talk now about that.
So basically one thing is LOL again. He's sitting next to like his like niece and he's like having fun with the niece. So like this is like his cousins, like me, an only child. So like his cousins are his like sisters and brothers. And this woman tells Shekinah is, obviously Shekinah has a child and it's like, yes, the child is in boarding school and the woman's like, so are you done being a mom? And Shekinah's like, no, never. Are you never done being a mother? And of course, then one's like, no, like, bitch, I mean, like now, and like, you're not gonna we're babies. And then we have the confessional with Sarper, who's like, listen, I was supposed to ask her, but didn't do it yet. And you're at this point, you feel bad for him. You're like, oh, Cyper, you like love this one. You just like haven't done it. Like it's almost like so real. Then he's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, no, I think I just can't envision that happening. And Sarper's like, okay. So then what happens is they got to write this thing. Now we all think that they're going to write down in words what they want. But what Sarper does is write stick figures, honey, like hangman. Okay. He writes a yes. Okay, babe. Okay. Us hangman. Okay. Like, and Shekinah like looks over and it's like, what's that? And then, babes, we get this horrible story, my loves. And this is just where it gets, because like, I'll be honest, like I'll say this: humans are neither good neither bad, and they had presented us parts of Sarper that want us to think is bad, but I kept thinking that he was actually good. But this story is a really shitty Sarper story, which makes him now
Yeah.
thinking like I can't hang my hat on him. But anyway, I always keep saying that word. But let me tell you, so when he's 18 One thing we know about Sarper is that he puts his fucking dick in all the places, you know what I'm saying? And even in his, like, fucking bed, like, that's where some of the holes came from his dick. So anyway, God bless. And, like, he's traversing the land and meets up with this Russian woman when he's, like, 18, and he describes it as, like, a, sex-filled fucking week, and then he says that what he didn't know is that she wanted to have a kid, which sounds motherfuck crazy, but what he did also is not give her his information except for the email address, which is horrifying, and then weeks later, of course, she like emails him and is like, "Guess what, daddy-o?" And then this motherfucker gets so scared that he deletes his email. And then years later is like, "Fuck, I gotta get and try and touch whether that's true or not." Couldn't because he didn't know the woman's like just maybe knew the woman's first name and has been like just obviously overwhelmed with guilt in his world in his words or in his whatever, but also has that thing where he needs to make babies. His DNA is my baby, my DNA, I'm an only child. Again, like, I will be honest, I do, and I hate to say it, understand. Usually it's a guy, it's a stereotypical guy thing to be like, I need like the Rob, like I want kids with my faces. I do understand a little bit being like, "Oh, it's just on me, an only child, like, maybe I should try and have a kid just like for you get for this the whole thing that we've been the whole thing what you've been trying to do this whole time?" I don't know, maybe? Or is it just I mean, I guess there's enough Farrahs, like, but the thing about it is there's only well, there's 2 I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of women that had I don't know. Well, you talk.
Jesus. Okay. First, I would like to say that not that my version of the story makes it any better, but it is slightly different. My version of what happened is that Sarper goes on a sex-filled weekend with an older lady, and this older lady lets him bust raw in her the whole weekend because she wants a baby. And so that happens, the busting of the rawness, and she gets pregnant. They don't want to know each other's first names, last names, like who, it doesn't care. It doesn't matter. They're only meeting with each other this weekend. And so a couple of weeks later, they exchange emails. A couple of weeks later, she emails him and says, "Hey, guess what? I'm pregnant. You owe me nothing, but I just wanted to let you know." And so then he's like, okay, but he's 18, he's freaking out, he doesn't know what to do. And a couple of days later, he dismantles the email because he thinks that she's just going to miraculously show up one day with this baby on his doorstep. And so he doesn't want that to happen. My thought is, does he think that she works for Interpol or the CIA or something where just simply from his email address, she can somehow find out where he lives? Is he worried that he's going to, in a drunken and or guilty mode, accidentally give her his address? Why did he have to just like delete the whole email? Because he was worried she might show up with his child on his doorsteps and he might actually be responsible. I don't know if he thought his parents would be upset with him. I just don't know what exactly the circumstances are for this scared little 18-year-old to completely just delete the whole email account. But anyways, he's done this and this has now been a single source of sadness in his life because now the child is like 25 years old. Not a child. He has a grown adult person in this world somewhere. Now, now that Sarper has met Shekinah, the last time they had a conversation about what she wanted to do with her body with regards to children was during the first weekend of them being together. And she told him she did not want to have kids ever again. And he didn't care. And he was like, I don't want to have kids either because he was just trying to get it in, right? And so now though, because he's found her and she is now the light of his life and all that good stuff, he's like, "Oh my gosh, like I really could have kids with this person and I really want to be with this person and I've given up this person and forsaken all for this person. So like now this person should want to have a kid with me and the fact that they even want to think about it means that it might be too late. So I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why this person doesn't even want to, for me, have a kid. It's just so easy for people who have never had or never can even think about ever having a child to ever just say to someone, why can't you just have a kid? Yes, for some women, having a kid is it seems easy peasy from the way and the frequency in which they do so. But for some women, for most women, it's a very traumatic event. And only up until the last 100 years have women, and maybe 50, have actually survived childbirth. People still die in childbirth. It's such a traumatic thing that happens to your body, a shifting of bones, if you will. And for
I
him to
know.
just say, like, you've already had one, why don't you have another? Like as though she hasn't worked hard for the current body she has, and like how everything will change all of a sudden, and how
That
she'll
part,
be
Wall.
how she'll be beholden to this little person. Obviously, Shekinah hated it. She hated it. She had a kid at 25 and she did it mostly by herself. And now she was beholden to this person. And the moment she could get out of being beholden to this individual, she shipped that person off to a boarding school.
I think she loves her child,
Now, I'm
but
not saying
yes,
she didn't love her child.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying she didn't love the
Of
process of motherhood.
being only, yeah, being
Yes.
that guy, yeah, the baby dad was in her life. Yes, I think that that is very interesting, and that is very, very true. And also made me think of there are so many women that go on a one night stand and have a conversation with someone where the guy's like, I don't want to have kids and I don't want to get married. And it's like the most horrible lizard brain female thing to be like, "I can change him though, because 'cause he'll fall in love with me, and then he'll wanna have kids with me." Like, that's a lizard brain female desire, base level that, like, if you ever hear like, in that situation, you, like, stuff down and be like, "No, you fucking no, you know, you don't, bitch." But then to have him, this kinda man, say it is like a it's just you're like, "No, don't do it." You're just like, "Don't say that." You're giving breath to something that, like, will have hope. I wonder if there's people that are like, "Oh my god, I'll make him change." Anyway, so that's one thing I wanted to say, but yeah. There's also this thing where I think men not knowing and understanding or valuing how horribly traumatic it is for women to have childbirth happen to them also are like, but if you love me, you want me to have my seed in this world and you want to be the bearer of such seed because this is the covenant on which we have. I fuck you, I give you money, you look hot for me, so I keep fucking you until I put my seed in you. And then I will allow you to weigh a little more weight. Every day I'll weigh you. I'll know how much the baby weighs. I'll allow you 7 pounds more. You know, we'll be on the track to go. You know, it's like but I'm not saying it's right. It's definitely not. I'm not saying it's right. It's wrong. But it's almost like it's a very I don't know, I keep saying base, not primal. It's like this guttural kind of
A primal sounds good, yeah. Primitive, primal.
primitive primal.
Yeah.
Yeah, primitive primal sometimes means to me a little like more like this is what everyone will
Instinct.
be. Yeah, and
Instinct,
I'm
yeah.
not saying everyone should have this instinct. This just seems a little primitive in that it's just archaic, incredibly caveman-esque, where it's like, not everyone thinks this way and I should. There's some primal things I think that are just urges everyone has, like a primal urge to be sheltered out in a storm, and a primal urge to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about it. Anyway, so and obviously that's what they're doing, and she doesn't want to have a seed, and I think that every part of the sex thing, and what if he's a breeder, all of it. Anyway, so one more thing is that he says, they got a new bed and the bed looks good, you know, God bless. And later on, by the way, in real life, Sarper made an LOL funny by posting on like TLC's thing about Gino's bed being like, maybe I can give them my old bed, which is LOL funny and cross C and kind of great. But then he said, haha, I'm laughing with my ass. Now we all know what that man said meant. I'm laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but the fervor in the seriousness. I'm
I'm
laughing
laughing
with
with
my
my
ass.
ass, you know? I'm laughing with my ass, you know?
Mhm. Like, can you imagine being like, Shekinah can't do what we would do. Like, I could not. I'm too much of a bitch. I can't let Walla do one thing. I mess up every line. Like, if he said it to me on TV and I knew that the entire world was watching my reaction, I just could not be like, "Yeah, of course I know what it means when you say you left me with your ass. I know what. Can you uh-huh. Too
What
much.
would
It's too
you?
much
Would it
for
be?
me.
What would it be? What would you say? I'll do it. I'm him. Okay, you be you. Chris Farrah. We're on 90 Day
No,
Fiance.
that you said I would just have a reaction. I would have a 4-minute reaction to it where he would know
No, here we
that
go.
it
This
was
is what
not
it
the
is.
proper thing to say.
Don't make it 4 minutes. Make it 4 seconds. Here we go. You know, I was laughing with my ass. You know.
With it, honey, with it or with your mouth, with your ass. Are you farting? Are you clapping your cheeks? Are we going back to the stripper days? Are you laughing with your ass? Is it with the hole? Uh,
What? It's not saying. It's not saying you laugh with ass. You know,
laughing my
I
ass
don't.
off. Laughing my ass off.
Oh, laughing with ass, laughing my ass off.
You know,
English is not my first language.
no
You
shit.
know.
I mean, yes, bitch. I know. Yes, bitch. I know. Anyway,
Okay, whatever.
so we have to move on.
No, never.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's have well, I don't know. Sometimes we have commercials, sometimes we don't. We just like
We haven't had
we
a
like to think
commercial
about
in
it.
like 3 episodes. I keep telling you. Mm.
Mary and Brandan, honey. Mary is cooking, and we know if Mary's cooking what the plan is, and it's still it's interesting. It's in it's a little pot. However, here comes Brandon's mom, Angela, with the white trash
Is her name
special.
Angela?
No, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was Angela?
It's like
Sorry.
something like that. I'm not quite sure. But she comes in with the white trash special, honey. It's mac and cheese and chili, cans of chili. Like, oh, it's I remember
Hormel.
like
Hormel.
Hormel chili, and like you could stick a fork in it, like it's thick, like listen, it does taste good. Just like Kraft macaroni and cheese does taste good. If you think I'm saying it doesn't taste good, you are wrong. I'm saying it's specific.
I've only ever had Hormel chili on a chili dog. Like that's what we used to make chili dogs out of. No, sorry. That's what we used to use on our chili dogs is the Hormel chili. So it is good though. I've never had it as like chili, like a bowl of chili. My mom used to just make chili. Okay. But yeah, no, I put mac and cheese or mag ab cheese and a can of chili. So he thinks that he's pulling a prank on his mom, Chris. He thinks he's so clever because he wants to feed his mother frog legs. And I don't know why he thinks that this will work. I don't know why. But I had forgotten that it was frog legs. I thought at first it was chicken feet. And so she's outside and she's like, "Oh, I feel so bad." They're outside eating or they're eating on the like porch. "I feel so bad eating this because it's like baby chickens." And I'm like, how could she believe it's baby chickens? Baby chickens still are shaped like chickens.
Yeah, I kept kind of looking at the bones, if you will, or like they are, like okay, I've never eaten frogs. I've eaten chicken wings, right? So like I've eaten a Cornish hen. Why are you laughing at me?
Oh, just because you said I've eaten chicken wings. Yeah,
I know, but why is that funny?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, I
Did I
like it, but is it funny?
did I
Why is
mess
it
something
funny?
up?
No,
Did I
I just
mess
want to know.
something up?
I want to know why it's
Oh,
funny.
why the
Is
reason
the
why it's
bones
funny
too
for
big?
me. Yeah,
Okay.
the bone is too big to be compared to this weird ass little thing that she's eating right now.
But sometimes chicken, I've had a small chicken wing where one's like because it's like one's like this,
Oh,
and so you're.
the flat. You're talking about the flat. Yes, 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 yes.
I'm not talking about a drumstick.
Yeah, you're talking about the flat. Yes, I know now. I was thinking of the drumstick.
Oh, side note is I'll tell you this right now. If you ever eat chicken wings with me, you notice that I'll never eat the wing. I only will eat drumsticks.
Oh. No,
Yo,
that's
yeah.
the flat, not the wing. The wing is a different part. Is it?
No, there's this, babe. This is what I mean. I'm sorry. What's happening?
Here we
Yes,
go.
there's
Do
the
it. Do
wing.
it.
There's the
Yeah.
wing.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you also get
to me of the wing, the flat is this one. This they
I
usually
don't
cut
like to
off.
eat any of those.
Oh, only eat the drumstick, which is the joint, which is this going this way. I don't
What the
know.
fuck do I
That's the
eat?
truth. You
Okay,
eat the
well, here's the
drumstick.
thing. This is, by the way, the most, and I'll be honest, American conversation I can have, obviously, and/or big city conversation, but I don't know chicken parts. I don't know animal parts because
I've
I am very.
never eaten chicken wings with you ever in my life. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? It's like I like I'm trying to think of like I like the, baked I like boneless chicken wings.
You mean chicken nuggets? Is that what you mean? Because boneless chicken
Boneless
wings are
chicken
not a
wings.
thing. Those are chicken nuggets.
I don't like bones. I'm privileged in a city way. I don't like to know, like, like I don't love. Honestly, even this is horrible. I would say it now, like even when I get steaks, I get a filet mignon. There is never a bone. I get burgers. I eat chicken tacos. I do whatever I can in my life to never have to think about that the protein I'm eating had a bone inside at all.
Uh,
That's how disconnected I am, and I know it's bad. So this is where I am, and I'll try and move through it. So, here we are. They want to pull the prank on the mom. The mom's not talking to Mary at all. So, like, even if he asks a question, if he says us or we, and like the camera is Brandon, and like let's just say, or let's just yeah, she will not break eye contact. She barely will give Wah or anyone else like a little like nothing. She won't. So in this conversation, when she's about to eat the thing, she's like, I don't know about these baby chicks. I can't eat no baby chicks. What's an Easter? And he's like, all right, well, here's the thing. It's frog. She's like, frog? Oh, honey, say less. And then Mary's like, "Is it good?" And she's like, "Yeah." And when she doesn't even look at Mary to say it. There's definitely not a like, "Yes, Mary, thank you for cooking this for me as you're also pregnant with my son. It's Sean's baby." It's like she obviously a she has a lot going on. It's a very good scene because we know a lot about her backstory. Like, like it's obviously we know the whole trauma, and so this is what drama's about. Drama's about trauma and time.
yeah,
No, it's comedy and time. Anyway. No, wait, comedy is drama and time. What is it, Ma? Drama is
I've
comedy and time? No.
I have never heard that saying.
Oh, shit.
I I have acted like the mother. When I'm mad at somebody,
Mhm.
sometimes I can't look at them. And I try to like pretend like I'm being okay about it and then pseudo ignoring them because I don't want to engage with them, but I have to be around them.
But everyone knows because it's obvious?
Yeah. And I've had to break that behavior and either
Oh.
just fucking push through and just talk to them because there's no reason for me to be this is what I've discovered in my life.
Mm.
There's no reason for me to show my disapproval or whatever because like who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares about
Yes.
me and my disapproval? And
Well, that's
like
kinda how I feel about I feel that for me too. I get that for me, you know? Like, what we
yeah,
t Yeah.
yeah. So it's like I could either get over it and just be nice to this person, or I could just fucking get over it and be nice to this person. Like, there's really no other choice. I could just get over and be nice to this person because me bringing this energy to make them uncomfortable serves no one.
Yeah, it's like one of those, like, resentments, something that kills you and leaves the other God, I really gotta get my I gotta get my thing together. Oh my god, I'm not quite sure.
But
But,
anyways,
um
yeah, so she is doing that, and you're absolutely right. And it is uncomfortable for us to witness. But then he actually puts his foot down.
Yes. I was so happy about this. Like, there's parts of Brandan where I'm like, "Okay, there's, like, a evolving person underneath there." Like, yeah, you fucking stop with the video games, buddy. I mean, really stop. Like, let's not. You don't wanna become a Clayton. Do you want your mom in your closet? That's your future,
Mhm,
okay?
mhm,
So, like,
mhm.
that's what happens if you play too many video games, kids, that's what your mom's gonna be in your closet with fucked up teeth and the rest of your life, and you're gonna have sombrero-wearing dogs, and you're gonna have no storage. Anyway, so no one will touch you. But anyway, God bless. So, never meet your best friend. So, basically, she loves she gets to go with him and have this, like, chicken skewer date later. There's a lot of chicken skewers in the variety of 90 Day seasons right now. It's just, like, it's a whole ass message. It's chicken skewer season. So, but it's a yummy street food, and the mom gets to have this really heartfelt conversation where she's like, "Look, shit, really, I cannot fucking believe, but you can't choose your life and you can't don't know how it's gonna happen. I wouldn't think that you'd be here now, and I also wouldn't have thought that I would be a whole ass addict." He's like, "Yeah, no, that part was also a shock to me." And we go back in time, and yes, I mean, out of the blue, it seems like he was 14, he had younger kids. Suddenly, mom was just not around. He was too young to even know. He was in denial, he said, so maybe he did know, and he just kept having to take care of kids at a very young age until social services come in, take him away, and she goes to prison or whatever. And she's only been sober for 18 months. I don't mean only, but
That's
only
yeah. Yeah.
because
And
think
because
about it, that was when he was 14.
yeah, it's 10 years ago. He's 24.
So she's been fighting that. Not just like 5 she wasn't just put in prison 5 years ago and been like 18 is basically a year. 18 months is a year.
Year and a half. Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
yeah, it's really sad. So they she asks to be able to rebuild their relationship, and he says, you can, but I need you to bond and connect with Mary. And
That's the only
so
way. She's the
yes,
mother of my kid. If you wanna be around my kid, you gotta, we have to make this okay for me, and you definitely didn't make my life okay or comfortable, so you definitely owe me this now. He didn't say that, but it made me happy. Like, again,
yeah,
you said this while it made me so happy that he said it because she kinda was like, "I know, you don't owe me a relationship now," and it's like, yeah, he really fucking doesn't, and the one thing he needs now is for you to support him. Shut your mouth, right, and support him.
yep. And she said, okay.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was, and then he said something really cute. He was like, because even dads need their moms. Oh, so
I
cute.
No, he's a prankster though, because now we go back to his other fucking thing. Now he wants to have a gender reveal, and then but this it's fine. It's like a gender reveal, and then there's pies, or you're like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? And the thing is, he wants to smush pie in someone's face. I don't get it. I don't like couples that do it at their weddings. There's not one part of me that wants a man to smush. I can't say the word. I can't. That's how mad I
Smash.
am. Smash anything in my face. I know what I want him to smash, but it's not my face anyway. But like if you're I've said this before, but if
Isn't
a
that
man at my
tradition though?
what?
Putting the cake in the face, isn't that tradition?
What culture?
Well, not mine. I didn't. My brother and sister
It's
didn't do
not
that shit.
mine.
Okay, but like, I don't know. Okay, go
Not
ahead.
mine.
My can't
Not
but
mine. My
imagine.
fucking $1,000,000 maked up face on my goddamn wedding. I mean, I'll divorce you right there if you do that. Are you insane? You wouldn't even know me if you did. If you did that, you would show me that you don't know me.
Would you cry?
Um. Oh no, I wouldn't let him see
Oh,
me cry,
okay.
honey. I would wipe it off, and I would look him dead in the eye, and I would just turn around, look at security, and be like, "Take him away. My dad paid for this."
You would also be like, you would make a
Watch him
crazy face at him too. You'd be like,
watch him get pulled from this party, make an announcement, "If you came for him, you can leave. This party is now mine, and we're doing nothing but dancing to Britney." And then I would just black out. Okay, so, that's my wedding, but they do this thing, they show the sonogram, and they have the gender reveal, and, the gender reveal is that and they let the mom do it, so it's cute, that it's a girl, and, they'll both throw pie in the face, and for some reason, it does feel like Brandon's mad at that, as if he really thought that she was just gonna be okay to, like, just have pie in her face, and it's like, "No, she's the one holding your fucking baby inside her, like, you're gonna get pie in your face too." I don't understand it, but that's, I don't know, some boring thing about them needing therapy. Do you care about that part, Well?
yeah, no, yeah. They don't have money for therapy. How are they gonna get therapy? Where are they gonna get this therapy? In the Philippines? Okay. In their little town? Okay, no. Okay. That's into that. Let's move on to Holly and Wayne. So uh I'm really lonely. My mom's gone now for a couple weeks, and Wayne's never here. And so all I can do is like be bored and paint by myself.
I don't know. She looks Bananaramas.
Wild.
I don't know. She looks like, it
She
hasn't.
doesn't have access to her make
I
yeah,
know.
go ahead.
I know it. And it looks that way. I think she needs to get it back. What's interesting is a sort of delusional, like, what I've been trying to do is fill my time in this magical kingdom where I become a mermaid and paint. Like, where it's like, and he's like, you haven't tried to like like do anything. And she's like, what are you talking about? Look at my mermaid tail. Like, it's just okay. But have you joined? Is there okay? This is what I need to know. Is there a club for her? Is there a center? Like, is there okay? Is there nothing or is there something? Is there something or is there nothing? That's what we don't know. She's making it seem like, hi guys, just so you know, I'll blink and so you know it's horrible. Every 3 hours they put off all the lights and then for 4 days we think we're gonna be murdered and raped. That's what my life is. Okay. So then the lights come back on for about 30 minutes and I think, oh good. And then it happens again for the next 2 hours. And then back on for, it's like, so she's making it I mean, that part is scary. And as a I'll be honest, that part's horrifying. No, I get it that that part's scary. But I also again need to know, like, has she what is there for her to do? Wayne, what is there for her to do? Like, is there something, and have you provided any, like, have you taken her to a dance class? Is there a running and graveyard group, meetup group that you've done research for her? Can you hire an armed guard to let her run around, whatever? Like, another thing is, yeah, like she's like, oh, I have a pool. And he's like, you never touched the pool. He's like, well, you didn't get the pool ready for me. And I'm like, what does that mean? This is so wildly Bananaramas. I mean, they didn't do enough job of filming, I think, because I think they could have just put cameras in the house like Big Brother and just watch her in the dark like a little cat in this house running around. When the cat, the lights are either green when the power is off, or we do see her in the day. But they really did us a disservice by not letting us watch what the fuck this bitch does all the goddamn day. Sleep.
Yeah, he said that her mom puts those thoughts in her head like she's a fucking 12-year-old. Like, it's just it's so patronizing at that point, and he is so ridiculous. First of all, he's the one who scared the living shit out of her. He's the one who told her that everything was dangerous. And so maybe she would have gone and joined some kind of group if she wasn't scared to do anything. I don't know how long if she can take public transpo. I don't know if there is public transportation. They might live somewhere out where there's nothing, no way, no Ubers, nothing that she can do, which is not her fault. And then Wayne would have to get her a car, which he can't afford. So what is she supposed to do besides online stuff? And if their power goes out periodically, then she can't really do any online stuff. So I can imagine that she's bored. But his insistence that she's not trying when she says to him, hey, I don't have anything to do, then he needs to help her find something to do. That's his job, to help her find something to do, because he has scared her. So,
Right.
I mean,
He's like, I introduced you to some friends. You don't even hang out with them. And she doesn't want to say what I think we hear her say, which is like, those people suck. I don't like them. I don't have anything in common with them. But she's like, oh, people? Yeah, I met people once. Like,
yeah. They're probably too regular for her. She probably needs people who are weirder.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah, it's just like he's like, how's buying a tail trying? And she's like, at least it's something that makes me happy. And so that's when I was like, oh, he's not even trying to like big ups her stupid ideas. Like, he sees that she's happy and he can't even be like, wow, that's really cool, babe. I'm jumping in the water or something. He's like, how is that going to make you happy? You need to go hang out with those people I introduced you to. Like, it's just weird. He's not doing his side of the, he's not keeping his side of the street clean. Also, there's another scene where she's like, instead of, I don't know, on a table, she's sitting on the ground like a kid. Now listen, I sit on the ground too, but also not to paint. Like, she's like, painting like that, a book. And listen, let me tell you, that dresser drawer, that looked great.
Yes,
The thing that she's been painting look really, really good. So I mean, she spent what time well spent. But she, like, I don't know.
Is Holly a goddamn like artistic weird genius like that? Is she like a little weird?
I mean, she's definitely little and
fairy?
weird. Definitely little and weird. But
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
so she did all of that, and it, so good. But then there's like Christian Louboutins in the bag, but like old ones, like ones with like platforms.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
true.
was like, how 2007 of you.
She just, I mean, puts her fucking foot down. I mean, she takes off the mermaid tail, which, by the way, side note, was nothing she could actually even swim in or be in the pool in. It was just a towel. But anyway, she takes off the mermaid tail, she puts her foot down, and she's like, "Look at this stuff. It's not neat."
I can't. I can't.
I'm sorry.
Now
Okay.
every time I laugh, I'm like, oh my god, she's gonna ask me why I'm laughing.
No. Well, if I say something like, "Why are you laughing?" It's like not like a, "Why are you laughing at me?" It's more like
Oh,
a, you know,
okay.
but
Okay,
I
great.
understand that my toning is weird.
Oh,
So, she's like, I'm done. I'm done here. I'm done. And I wanna go back to America. This is not
wait a
for me."
minute.
Okay.
He let me be the person opening the door, and you be her.
Okay. I go back to America now. I'm done here. I don't like it. No. Nope.
Oh.
I don't like it. The flower's out again. I can't do it. I'm always stuck somewhere. You can't do it. Nope. Done. Bye. Help. Also, do you want to come with me though? You,
Holly, hello.
I'm done. No, I'm going back to America now. Do you want to come?
You know I can't take care of you if I go to America because I
Fuck
can't
that. I
work.
don't care. I hate this place. I'm sorry. You hearing the words coming out of my mouth? Can't do it anymore. Hate this. Hate this. Hate this. Hate me here. I'm dying. I'm slowly dying. Don't you see me? Every part of me dead. And not my fix, but like, I'm every day I wake up less alive, more dead. This is not me. I can't do this. Come with me. Come with me to America. Like she's just like, she's doing everything now. Wayne throws everything at her. Well, I can't work in America. In our culture, the men has to provide. She's like, well, do you want to say it? What she says,
Yeah,
which
she's
is
like, well, obviously I wouldn't be attracted to you if I had to do everything, but it's not the Never Nevers of Neverland. It's not the Never Nevers of Neverland. Well, I mean, it's not Never Nevers of Neverland.
she says it so fast where I'm like, she's an interesting bird.
But it's not the Never Nevers of Neverland. Like, I mean, obviously I wouldn't be attracted to you.
If you can't
Wow,
provide
if
for me,
I
but
could
it's
just
also like
be
not the Never Never to Neverland.
it's also like the boldest and most honest thing any woman has ever said, and it's because her religion, it dictates it. Like, I just it's like, I love it when women have, like, a culture that just completely dictates that that is what happens.
I don't love it. You love it when, well, I mean,
Because
I
then they grow up with a sense of, like, that I don't have.
well, it only works if you want and you buy into it in some sort of like she's like in some sort, this is like a cosplay relationship. Like they feel like not even real people, like they feel like cartoon
But
characters.
he knows what his place is, which is to take care of his woman. These
I
other
mean, but he's not doing it. He's not doing it.
Woo!
This is what I said.
Woo!
But like it's so
Woo!
interesting because like what is the difference between Holly and Wayne's relationship and the dynamics of that and Sarper and what they want and what Sarper and Shekinah wants. Both of them radiate this very old school, traditional, cisgender, heterosexual men are provider protectors, women are childbearing wifers, slash demure sex objects to be admired and protected as a delicate 128-pound flower, right?
The difference is
Okay.
that Shekinah
Uh-huh.
will never
Gets to have sex. Oh,
depend on a man for money. And Hollywood.
I
Hollywood.
disagree with you.
Oh,
You don't think that Shekinah, it feels like the
I think
entire
it's
time that I think she's been, on her baby daddy has paid for everything.
no, 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 but I mean, like, she has her esthetician license, like, from her perspective, she has enough money. We don't know that her baby daddy pays for everything. I'm sure he does, but
Mm,
she has a career she has the same career as Holly, and look at
same
them.
career.
Look at them. She kinda actually has
That's true.
clients and actually is in a, like, certain like, I think I mean, at some point, she kinda, I think, was being paid for it completely by that man, but, like, she's had this license for 20 years and she's practicing. Like, I guess the difference is that Shekinah has her own and Holly has nothing.
I see what you're saying, but I just don't know for sure if that's true. Like,
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know
okay.
for sure if that's true. And so obviously, yes, aesthetically and style-wise, vastly different women, but, you know, to me, similarities abound. That's all I have to say.
Me too. All right, you guys. So if you want to join us and see the visuals of me being a sleepy head, you can join us on Patreon for $10 a month. That's patreon.com/docusweeties for $10 a month. You get it live every first Monday of the month, which we did today, as well as the visuals of what you're listening to and other exclusive content. So if you would like to do that, please do it. If not, Chris can give you and tell you some other options.
Here's the thing. Just come hang out with us whenever you can. And there's a lot of free ways to do it. You're listening to one right now if you're listening to this podcast, but we also have a social media. You can follow us at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, at DocuSweeties1 on X/Twitter. We have a podcast group, the DocuSweeties podcast group on Facebook. And finally, if you haven't yet, please listen to our very fun episodes for the 90 Day Fiancé, regular old 90 Day Fiancé season 10 eps we did in collab with Reality Gaze. So we have part 1 and part 2 on their RSS feed. And then if you're a Patreon member, you can see that. If you're a Patreon member, though, with us, you can see the entire visuals of part 1 and part 2 of the Reality Gaze collab we did on our Patreon. And then, of course, we also, because we want to give and give, just at a full-on regular episode as well. And we're following that. Other than that, we love you guys so much and love every lockup is bananas and hope you have a great rest of your November. All right.
Bye.
Bye.